Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Give My Headpiece podcast with me, Damon Quinn, and my comedy colleague,
Michael McDowell.
No Tim McGarry today. He's having a wee rest. Should we have given that day off, do you think?
I don't think we should have given him a day off. It's a bit
No,
of a pain in the arse,
that's
isn't it?
just not. Nobody gets a day off in the whole of the wall, okay?
No, that's true. Actually, that's right.
Now, this particular is our this episode is our 74th, I believe, and again we are very lucky to be sponsored by Phoenix Energy, and they've been really nice to us. Really nice to us. They've given us a goodie bag full of lots of great stuff. We've got a Phoenix Energy mug and coffee cup, and we've got a Phoenix Energy notebook, and we've got pens, and we've got hand warmers from Phoenix Energy. Yeah. Wow.
It took me a long time to work out these work, but finally I just pressed something, and they're really good. So we see. You just press a wee metal thing, and nothing happens. No, it does. It did last time. What happened?
Yes.
It won't. No.
Yes, well, you were never very good at warming
No,
up.
I'm not very
Never
good
really
at
worked.
that.
No, Phoenix Energy have been very good to us.
Yeah.
They've sponsored lots of our episodes, and we want to be good to them and tell you about some of the good things that Phoenix Energy are doing. Michael, do you want to?
Oh yeah, well they're doing a winter ready campaign. You got to get winter
ready campaign.
And
Yes.
they're making the point that, and it's a really good one, is that the thing about Phoenix Gas, and I have it, ladies and gentlemen, so it is true. It's instant heat. You're not waiting for it to get hot, so the water doesn't have to go through a water tank, and you're not waiting for the oil, the boiler to warm up. Instant heat from the water, and instant heat from heating, and it's actually more environmentally sound. So big plus points for Phoenix Energy.
Yep, constant hot water, environmentally kinder.
That's right.
Yes,
it
cleaner burning fuel options, and no oil tank maintenance to worry about. Or
well,
anything like that.
yeah, that's great.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And people thieving out of your oil tank as well, because it's quite common.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people thieve out.
Are you accusing anyone in particular?
No. Well, I used to have an oil tank, and it used to go down too quickly.
Is there anyone in particular you want to label on the show? No.
Sorry about that, Michael.
You were desperate at the time. Yeah.
Anyway, Phoenix Energy, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm enjoying this nice cup of coffee out of my Phoenix Energy mug. While we're advertising things, yes, there's still time to buy tickets for the Give My Headpiece tour, which is kicking off at the end of February. We're all around the province, and we're even doing our bit for United Ireland. We're going down south for a bit as well.
That's right. We're doing a few places. We're doing Letterkenny, and I think we're down in Castleblaney, and I think we're down in Dunleary. And of course, big ones are the Opera House and Derry, and there's still time to get some tickets.
Yes, there's still tickets available, but you need to hurry because it's selling very well. And speaking of someone else who sells very well, we're very privileged.
I mean, he's talking about door to door.
Very privileged to have the Lurgan legend himself.
Yeah.
Here he is. Yes, indeed.
It's a pleasure to be here, gentlemen. Thanks very much for having me. It's great to be out of the house.
What's your name, by the way?
Micky. Sorry.
Micky what?
Bartlett.
Micky Bartlett.
Yeah, Kieran's cousin. I could see it. I thought I'd just take it over, but I knew I could see what happened. I once saw a guy do that from the back of his head. It was Jackie Hamilton. He was bringing me on at the Festive Funnies in my first time in the Opera House, and he was introducing me. And from the back of his head, I went, "He's forgot my fucking name." I could see him doing this.
I want to just get something out of the way first before we start. I watched some of your stuff there this morning. I like to do my research.
Yeah.
And, doesn't leave it that late either. He's quite good.
Yeah. So, but then I realised I was watching it and I thought he's really funny, and then I realised I was watching Kieran Bartlett.
Oh yeah, it happens. Yeah. I put a bit of weight on. I tend to get mistaken for either our Kieran or Paddy McDonnell, and I'm going, what the fuck do I have to do?
Do you know what? I saw you did a thing there now. I saw a routine about going bald.
Yeah,
but you're not bald.
It's going though. It's been going now. If you look, it's receding up here, and this bit is sort of thinner than Oscar Pistorius' fence. So it's happening slowly,
right?
But it is happening.
Well, speaking of someone who's follically challenged myself, you've got pretty good coverage there. Like,
see, but that's because you're balding, right? Because we support each other as brothers.
Yeah.
You go, you're grand. You know, anyone I know who has a full head of hair is like, what the fuck happened to your head?
I know. Well, you see, somebody here can be particularly smug.
I know.
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. Earlier on, I was like, fuck, that's a queer. You can still give it that.
Our own Nigel Havers look alike.
Yeah.
Hello.
No, I'll tell you, choose right now because Tim's not here, and he can get very bit touchy with things. It was funny because I've always thought Tim. Only recently, you can see that he's losing his hair, but for a long time I thought he's got a full head of hair. He's fine, but it's obviously the way it comes, but the way the shaping is when he brushes it back. And we were doing Give My Head piece there about 3 or 4 years ago, and there was a scene where I had to sit behind him at the table, standing over him, and I went, "Fuck, he's bald." Fuck. And then I couldn't remember my line. I was going, what's the line? What is the scene? I was completely distracted.
I have the issue where during COVID I was just trying to entertain myself. So one day I shaved half my beard off. And I thought I did a sketch where it was like, you can pretend you have a friend. And I just talked to myself like this. And then the next day I shaved half my hair off. And I was like, no, I've got 2 friends. And then I eventually just had to shave it all. So I know what I look like bald.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's my dad, and he's 68. And I'm only 39. So it's just like...
Apparently it's dictated to by your mother's father.
So that's what I've heard.
Right?
Now, my granddad had this hairline when he died, but he died at 12 years of age. So my granddad had this kind of hairline, and I'm kind of going, hopefully that's where it stops.
Yeah,
all right, okay.
If your mother's dad was bald, you're going to be bald.
But I can't be.
Dad's side's a long line of baldies.
Because my brother has lost most of his hair, and that can't be right.
Well,
But yeah, there's your theory. You see what you
what's
well
going
then.
on,
Yeah, was he really stealing away?
Yeah. I set myself up there, didn't I?
Well, you see, your mum and dad were both in the war, weren't they?
They were both in the war, that's right.
I see now. I mean, everything went kind of
Desert
in the
Storm?
war. Like,
Desert Storm. God. Yeah, Dad at Normandy. He was at Normandy.
Yeah, was he written off?
Yeah, he was right.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, he was. He was. Yeah, he was because, as you know, here didn't have conscription, so you had to volunteer. And he was a bit of a lefty, and he joined up to fight the Nazis.
Brilliant.
And did all this training. And
do with him today, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could actually. We could, Yeah, but he did. He was sort of a lefty, and he joined up, and he was basically put into this unit. I knew nothing about any of this stuff. This is a true story. We were in. It's about when was it? About a couple of years before he died. It was about 2003 or so. And I walked into the BBC reception and I said, this guy who was one of the security guys says, my dad knows your dad. And I said, oh, they were both in the Navy together and they weren't in the Navy. Who told you that? And I went, yeah, he was. I know my dad. He's told me he was in the Navy in the war because I knew he was in the war. Right. And he said, no. He was in Special Forces. I said, get the
Fucking hell.
So
Commando.
That's amazing.
So I went down to see my dad, and I brought an action man with me, and a bottle of Calvados, because it's the Normandy brandy, and he cracked up. I said, you want to tell me something? He went, fuck off, not talking about it. And it took him about 3 or 4 days later. He suddenly said, okay, I'll tell you. Joined up, landed, silencers neutralised the Germans. The reason the British had no resistance where they landed in Normandy was because they were all taken out. All the Germans were taken out by us guys.
That's class.
Not a good story.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Real soldiers don't want to talk about it.
Because my granddad was in the RAF and he never fucked up about it.
Uncle Albert, was he?
But he was also, see, to be honest, I heard a story that when the war was over, because he was a mechanic, so he was sort of like a landing party type thing.
Yeah.
And when the war was over, his mate was flying a cargo plane back from Italy or whatever it was, and said to my granddad, do you want a lift? And my granddad went, nah, fuck it, I'm not getting on a plane. And I think he was the only man in the RAF that never flew. Took him 6 months to get home. Parade kicked off and then he got back.
Right. So, yeah. But that's a hell of a family story, isn't it?
It is. It's amazing. And
but your mum was in the war.
My mum was, she was in the WAF and all. She was very into, said the Poles were the handsomest.
The Poles?
The Poles. Polish pilots. Really into Polish pilots. Yeah, I know.
That's why you've got all that hair.
It could be. Sadly, a little later,
Jesus, the war.
There's a Polish pilot in the background there.
There was a lot of stories. I went, no, my mum, really? You did what? Yeah. So, she was in the WAF and all. And she wanted to get that. Like, you've broken your glasses. She wanted to get... What are you doing?
Are you getting the Normandy flashback right?
I was trying to...
Look. What are you doing?
That's the glasses Specsavers give snipers.
Do you know when you do the thing where they cover one eye? Kind of the reverse of that.
The walking eye test. Kind of monocle with legs now.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God. You're not going to put the back up.
Very interesting. but stupid.
Where is the lens going?
That's very good meaning.
This is where we're going to stand on it now. This is the next
That's
bit.
down there somewhere.
It's down there somewhere. All right, all right. Just remember. We'll
We'll
remember.
worry about it at the end of the show.
This podcast is also sponsored by Specsavers.
Yes, we are interested in any other sponsors. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, you got a tour coming up then?
Yeah, so I'm sort of halfway. Well, I did half the tour in 2025, and then I started back last weekend. So I'm over to the UK down south.
Oh, wow.
From the 1st of February. If anybody buys tickets, so far I'm not fucking going. I've shows booked.
Yeah.
But it's just me.
But is it tough now? Like, is everybody a comedian now? Is that the thing? Or?
I think it's definitely the way people are going to see shows. The way they're hearing about comedians is through social media, and I'm crap at that.
Yeah.
So
It's a ditto here.
yeah.
Yes, Dan keeps shouting at us for not
Oh,
being
God. He kicks me.
social
He
media.
bites me and everything.
He
When you aren't here, he turns the lights off.
Constantly giving up. Yeah.
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 Every time I go to the bathroom, he turns the lights off and he goes, ooh. Scares me, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Calls me Kieran.
You see, I don't think we need social media. I just think we need somebody with a bell.
Yeah.
Go around Belfast with a bell going, oi yay, oi yay, oi yay.
Let's bring back the
Hold
old
walk
days.
hang.
Yeah.
On tonight.
Micky Bartlett support.
But they're seriously talking about banning it now, the social media for under 16s now. I mean, I've done it in Australia, and they're talking about seriously doing it in Britain now.
Aye, there's a
ban.
talk of it. Aye.
Complete ban.
Yeah, yeah.
No, have a big
It's,
impact.
it's definitely, I mean, it's one of those things where if it wasn't for it, I probably wouldn't have, I'd still be living in my ma's house. Do you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
yeah, it's bound to be, the amount of negative effects on people from social media definitely outweigh the positive.
You think
at this
so?
point. I think so.
I think so. I mean, what does me? I mean, I just don't know. I mean, you're right. Dan does go on at our lack of social media presence, but for God's sake, every day people post all this crap.
Yeah. Do you know what it is too? When you post stuff online, there's going to be someone that doesn't like it, and they'll tell you. So as a comedian, I end up getting heckled in the house. And I'm like,
Yeah, heckled in your own home.
I'm in my pajamas here.
Yeah.
It's just shit. No, it isn't.
Yeah, I mean, if you get heckled, I mean, it's going to be over soon, and then you get out the back of the theatre.
Yeah.
And you go home, and it's over. Like,
Aye, but then you get
now
home and
it's
they heckle
just-
you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like being bullied
Yeah.
at school. When you were being bullied at school, it did stop at 3:30.
Yeah, not in our
And it
house.
stopped for the weekend.
I would tell my dad I was getting bullied. Hit me for being soft.
now if you're getting bullied, then you're going to get bullied the whole time.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it. Yeah.
and it's the same with getting heckled. Like, you're going to get heckled when the gig's over. Like,
Yeah,
and you're trying to
definitely.
forget about it.
I remember doing it. We did a panel show for BBC and I Monumental in about
Oh
2012.
God, I remember that.
And it was, we'd record that in September and it would go out between sort of February and March. And I was sitting in my mum's house on my birthday. I'd spent all the money. I was watching myself on TV.
Yeah.
And I had a hole in my shoe. And I was waiting for one particular joke that got cut out. And then as soon as it got cut out, I went, and then a tweet came up, you're shite. I was like, for fuck's sake. Mummy, can I sit beside you? I'm sad.
Oh God.
But generally, I think, I mean, when we started doing stand, I mean, I tried stand up for a bit, but when we were doing like live shows, audiences were pretty unforgiving. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they had no etiquette at all. Back in the day, like,
Yeah.
I mean, because we weren't used to having, there was no comedy clubs. There was not. I mean, we were the sort of first to try it out. And like, it was absolute bear pits time. Like,
Yeah.
it was,
It's
it
one of
was
those things
shame,
where...
you're shame,
Aye,
you know.
well, it's strange because I always find that it's kind of... Because I've been doing this about 18 years now, and it's gone through sort of ups and downs. So post-COVID was the golden age of comedy for me because everybody was just glad to be out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people that were coming
Yeah.
were coming from... It was when everyone's podcast had started sort of creeping up a little bit. So you had fans who wanted to just see stuff. And then as things get bigger, you cast the net wider and wider. And then lunatics started arriving.
Right.
And you're like, fuck, I forgot to go back to work here. Do you know, because we started in Bear Pits, like, I started doing stand-up in Lurgan.
Yeah.
Which, even now, if I meet someone in a pub, they go, man, you're doing well done. And then I try to do stand-up in Lurgan, and they go, who the fuck do you think you are? And then they just rip you to bits. And you're like,
Right.
that's my own auntie. For fuck's sake.
But the audiences have got a bit. I mean, they're better behaved, aren't they? I mean, they're more used to the.
It depends. I think there's one of the things I'm noticing is the people aren't really drinking when they go to comedy clubs anymore, but they are taking cocaine.
Right.
And that's
Seriously?
very hard to beat.
Seriously.
Yeah. It's hard to be funnier than a class A drug, especially for someone who's taken an upper and then has to sit still and not talk for 2 hours.
I know drink. I mean, that is a culture, isn't it? Because my daughters, I mean, the whole drink thing is not really as big as it used to be. Is it?
Yeah. That's why all the sort of, I look at, 18, 19-year-olds now. When we were 18 and 19, I looked like this. But now they're all like
God.
Avengers.
I know, don't.
So if they heckle me, I'm afraid to say anything. Because they beat the shit out of me.
There's somebody I know who does like the rugby, and he's involved with the schools that do rugby, and he was saying like now the way they have them built. I remember I used to play as a kid, like I was about 13, 14, wreck myself, you're really skinny rake going out, and these guys are built.
Oh, they're units,
they're
like
brick
yeah.
shit houses, like
There's the gym that I go to at home. There's every Wednesday, depending on what, like there's a GCSE PE class comes in. So 16-year-old wee fellas, and they'll come in their school uniforms, and I'm there like, boys, and then they come out in their gym gear, and I'm like, Mister, you're nearly finished with that machine. Like they're massive.
Yeah, apparently the weight regimes and all this kind of stuff, because they're all really promoting, and it's really now become a kind of real business now. This whole rugby thing that they really are training them up to be, see if they can get money out of it. Basically, schools get money out of it.
It's the same with GAA. Like, I don't really watch much sport at all, but I remember like GAA lads were just smoking cigarettes and booting a ball with a beer belly. And I did a gig for the Armagh team 2 years ago when they won the All Ireland.
Yeah.
And they were all sitting down in their kits, and I'm like, oh, like young men and whatever. Then we got a team photo, and when they stood up, I was like, Jesus Christ! And two of them put their arms around me, and I've never felt as safe in my life.
So this tour you're doing, is it new stuff, or when does it start? And
So I'm in Dublin on the 1st of February, and then I go over to Edinburgh, and then Liverpool, and then I'm in the Europa on the 7th of February.
right?
So it goes through from February until about mid-March, and then finish that tour and just start writing a new one.
Right.
Like
Do
every
you like
bloody year.
writing new stuff,
I fucking hate it.
or do you just like doing the safe stuff?
I tend to, I've made myself for the last sort of 10 years, just once I've finished, I don't really do big tours, but once I've finished it, I go, right, that's all binned, and we just start from scratch.
Yeah.
Right.
So at the minute, I'm sort of starting next year's show, which involves essentially going to an open mic night on a Monday and just throwing shit at the wall until something sticks.
Right. Okay.
And then you go, right, keep that one, get rid of that.
Because John Lennon and May McFettridge, as you know, like I mean, I've seen John tell the same jokes for years, donkeys.
Yeah.
And I still laugh when he tells them. And when you ever say to John about it, he says, look, when they stop laughing, I'll stop telling them.
Yeah, and there's especially for someone like John who's so quick and so like I would tell stories.
Yeah.
So that's whenever you can't get away with it as much because people know the story. They tend to go, "Fuck, we've heard this."
Yeah.
But I do love I think John Lennon's especially good because he doesn't look bored of his jokes. I've seen
No.
comedians do the same stuff for 20 years and their eyes aren't in the room.
Yes.
They're just on stage like that.
Yeah.
But the guys who can just keep hammering it, I go, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's such a bulletproof act. Like he was the first live comedian I ever seen, and I was in a pub in Derry when I started university, and he had us all just on the floor, like phenomenal.
I know it is a change because you kind of go, oh, he's so uncool and so and then you see him, you just go, wow.
Yeah, but there's acts like I remember once me and Colin Geddes went and did a gig. We were opening for Roy Walker.
Yeah.
And we were in our
he's brilliant.
He's fantastic. We were in our mid-20s. We were thinking, we're going to blow this out, codger out of the water.
Yeah.
And he got a standing ovation, and we started it. Absolutely phenomenal. Like,
Roy Walker's very funny.
yeah, brilliant.
And he has that ability that John has as well. As he's equally as funny in the pub after.
Yeah, that's it.
He was on
Absolutely, yeah.
stage.
So I watched a documentary the other night. I've seen it a couple of times, but it was Bob Monkhouse's last gig.
Right?
You ever seen that?
No.
I did.
So he's got a bunch of it's in just a small pub in London,
Right.
and he's just on stage with a whiskey, and he knew he was dying.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's just invited acts that he knew sort of have either done warm up for him
I
on
saw
TV
it,
shows
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
He's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal. Like,
And I was never a fan of Bob Monk.
yeah, because I didn't know much about his stand up. I'd seen him hosting quiz shows and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But when you see him do stand up and he's being dirty and he's swearing and he's just there with a
I always
whiskey,
assumed he was just this right-wing Tory supporting.
was he a Tory? Ah, fuck, I didn't like it then.
No, well, that's assumed.
Yeah.
Because most of them weren't they? I mean, they were always at the Tory party conference. And
Jimmy
all that type of
Tarbuck
thing.
and all that.
All that lot, yeah.
Aye.
Jim Davison and all them, But yeah, I saw that guy and he was very funny.
Yeah.
I mean, he did. I mean, he used to write. He was a joke writer for Bob Hope.
Right? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. He had a partner, a comedy partner.
Yeah.
And he didn't do as well, and he eventually broke up. But they started writing for like big comedians like Bob Hope.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was a time, remember his house was burgled and they stole his joke books.
That's right. And he was cracking
like,
up.
the only thing I want back is the joke books.
Aye.
I don't care about the TV or the car keys or whatever. Just give me the joke books.
That's right. He'd, and he'd, hundreds of thousands of
All
jokes
that
written down.
stuff that he used to, write. What was it? When I told people I wanted to be a comedian, they just laughed at me. I said, well, they're not laughing now.
Yes, it's a great joke.
I was like, if someone stole my joke books out of the house, I go, what the fuck's wrong with this fella?
That's not funny. Joke books.
Just a picture of a willy.
So is this show the new one? Is it anything different about it, or is it the usual fare?
It's all very sort of different. It's kind of it's not about anything though. Do you know? It's just an hour of stand up. It's just I kind of just, even if I go to Edinburgh, people always say, "What's your show about?" And I go, "It's about an hour long." Come and see it if you want to come see it. Don't if you don't. But it's just stuff I'm going through and things about the world. It's a little bit everything.
Hair, but your hair and all.
No, the hair's been done. Done the hair now.
Done the hair.
Yeah,
Not
now it's
already.
about growing tits.
So, and how's it go in terms of across the water and stuff? Is the reaction as good, or is it?
Yeah, if I can get them in, yeah. If anybody turns up, it tends to be alright. Yeah, because I kind of, this one I actually started, I shouldn't have, but I started the tour essentially in Australia.
Right.
But the show wasn't ready, so I went to Australia-wide tour during previews, which was a fucking stupid idea. Because I died in my hole a couple of times.
Yeah, right.
But I tends to go, it's the same. I mean, I think there's a stigma a lot of people have here that, you know, do people get our humour? And you're like, our humour's universal. Do you know what I mean? It's funny's funny.
Yeah.
So I've never really had the issue of kind of, you know, I maybe did it when I started going to London. I had jokes that were just Northern Ireland centric because I'd only performed here.
Yeah.
And very quickly you go, well, I'll get rid of that one, change that one, do this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it tends to go all right.
And it's not right because it's I mean, but what about the presence and stuff? I mean, does that affect in terms of your audience and stuff turning up and stuff? Because you know you've got the big English comedians. Impact.
I think they're well, Australia, for example, it's all expats, so I'll be behind the curtain going, I wonder who's coming. And then you hear, well, Davey, your leg's still gimpy. And you go, all right, okay.
That's good. Yeah.
I think it just really depends kind of. One thing I haven't done as much of the last couple of years is actually do comedy clubs around England and the UK.
Yeah.
Which I love doing, but it doesn't pay for itself anymore.
Is that right? Is it really? Well, yeah, really.
Yeah, well, comedy clubs, it's weird where the everyone else in a comedy club has had a pay rise in the last 25 years apart from the comedians. So the door prices have all gone up, the bar staff are getting paid more, but then the venues are costing more to keep the lights on and whatever else.
Yeah.
So by the time you pay for a flight, maybe get a hotel, you can do a full weekend, 6 shows, and come home with 120 quid.
Right, okay.
You know, but I still miss doing it.
Yeah.
Because for me, that's for me the most fun of being a stand-up was every weekend you'd be with a bunch of people you didn't know, and you'd spend the weekend afterwards going, that was a good show, or what the fuck did they want? You drink together and you kind of learn things with different people, and that lifestyle of being a stand-up was my favourite bit of it.
Well, that's punitive, isn't it, though, for here? Because if you have to get flights over and stuff, I mean, if you're a comedian in England, you don't have that that extra cost, I suppose.
Yeah. But they have to rely on the trains, which is a bloody nightmare. You know, the amount of times I'm at clubs, someone's like, can you just go on and keep tap dancing until this guy gets here?
Yeah, because my son was saying he's going up to Edinburgh from Oxford, and he's saying that it's costing him, the flight is about a quarter of the price of a train. I said, that's mad. How can that be?
Yeah.
It's madness. He said, it's just the fortune. It's a fortune. Trains are a massive amount of money. And I went, surely it's cheaper to get a train up or a bus. He said, no, cheaper to get a flight.
Well, that's true in Europe as well.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Cheaper to get a flight?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it is. Like with trains and stuff. Like, I mean, take him. Right.
Should really be like.
I'm bored talking about trains.
Yeah. So was I actually. I wondered where we were going there.
I was like, come on, Mickey, what have I got?
Yeah.
You ever been to Finnegan?
I have actually.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get this on board.
I agree, comedy's comedy, right? Mm-hmm. But there is a certain amount of there's certain comedy that is kind of English, isn't there? I mean, I'm talking stuff that we don't really go for, like Vicar of Dibley and that kind of whimsy English thing. That
there's definitely
Carry On films.
Yeah, I love a Carry On film.
Do you like Carry On?
Guilty pleasure.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. But I have a very eclectic sense of humor. I laugh at anything.
Really?
You know, I've caught myself laughing at Mrs. Brown's Boys and I'll be fucking raging about it.
But you see, the thing about it, this is the thing about Mrs. Brown's Boys, and I agree, I take your point, but at the same time, they are trying to make you laugh.
Yeah,
that's what I
it,
like about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's none of this kind of like...
Unapologetically.
Yeah.
Trying to be funny.
Just funny.
Not
Like,
trying to show you how clever they are.
yeah.
Not trying to, lord it over you. They're just like that.
This is a bloke in the dress making you laugh. You go, brilliant. I can turn my brain off for half an hour and just laugh. This is brilliant. But yeah, I know there's things I've seen live in England that I go, fuck, how are you getting away with that? So one thing I noticed in comedy clubs for a while, there was a lot of people doing characters. But the characters were very 70s kind of stereotype characters.
So they could get away with doing the stuff,
So there's a lot of guys getting up, maybe in their 20s, getting up in a tracksuit, pretending to be Eastern European and just saying really horrible things about Eastern Europeans.
Yes.
And the coach says, I would a good show once, yeah. And you're like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
There's definitely wee elements of that, but I suppose that's everywhere, isn't it? There's things that'll only work here because people from here will get it. There's things in the south that people will only get and see them all over the place, but they tend to disappear pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tactic to pretend to be like a 70s character or an 80s character and you can get away with all this crap.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just kind of like, really? Is that...
Yeah.
Or you just reviving all this garbage?
We do the Celtic Media Festival every year, and with our show on the radio show, Perfect Ulcer, we've won the comedy award quite a few times.
Yeah.
But when you go to the Celtic Media Festival, you've got the Scots and you've got the
Welsh,
the Welsh, the Irish, you get the Bretons, you get you get all
Cornish,
all
even in
Cornish.
the Cornish.
Yeah, but there's the funny thing about it is you don't get any.
Yeah, right.
Vikings.
But when you're talking about comedy, you don't get the English, obviously, and it's almost like you've had a party and there's a certain cousin who nobody can stand, you haven't invited.
Yeah, you get a bitch about them.
Thank God he's not going to be here.
Yeah.
It's that type of because I think there is a distinct English humour.
But is it a class thing? That's because I think about this. Is it a there's a middle class, upper classness with English stuff.
Yes.
That is that kind of lauding it over you. It's it's very intelligent. We're subversing the form and all that carry on. And then there's just like, here's what happened to me yesterday.
Yeah, I agree.
And that tends to be the way Ireland, Scotland, Wales, people behave. I had a friend who was telling me once, he's from here, but he lives in London. And an English guy went, oh yeah, the problem with all you Irish guys, you're just all funny, aren't you? And he went, yeah. What's it like to be on a train again?
That's not they're brilliant English comedians. Mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Tony Hancock, legend.
Yeah.
Eric Sykes. All those guys. We're all great pioneers of comedy. But I think there is a certain. I could never get into the Vicar of Dibley. I could never get into.
You've got a real thing about the Vicar of Dibley. I have to tell you, like you've got a real issue with it.
When's the last time somebody even thought about the Vicar of Dibley?
I could never get into Victoria
Didn't like
Wood.
The Good Life.
See, I like Victoria Wood, and the Vicar of Dibley. Do you remember there was that one character? He would just go no. Yes, I fucking loved it. But I was about 10. There's certain things that like. I love Gavin and Stacey. I think it's just a good, heartwarming, funny show.
Yep. And of course, Faulty Towers.
Faulty Towers,
is the best sitcom ever done.
It's good.
It's pretty good.
I think Give Me Headpod's pretty good.
Well done.
He can come back out.
Yeah. And he'll remember your name. That's right this time. Yeah. Oh God. Sitcoms. Is there any better than Faulty Towers? I think Faulty Towers is great because it does loads of things. It does class.
Yes.
It does
snobbery,
and it does racism and xenophobia. So it's a whole range there. I think that's what's so good about it. It was a brilliant format. I have to say
Was it only one series?
Two series. That was it. And he said no more.
Yeah.
And it was at the peak of its powers. And there's a couple of 2 or 3 year gap between the first series and the second series. They took a long time to write them.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to do it. Was it?
I just didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just said no. They're perfect. Leave them alone. Don't go any further.
Well, he could afford to not do it.
Well,
that's
thing,
true. Yeah.
Because that was one of the things about even the Bob Monkhouse documentary. He brought a guy on. I forget his name, but he did impressions in the 70s.
Right.
And I think he ended up he had a drink problem. He ended up stopping and whatever. But he was able to just retire because the 70s in England, they were getting so much money.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, I'll just stop now.
We kind of knew.
What's that like?
We kind of knew Frank Carson because he did never stop, but that's what made him. He got on the comedians.
Yeah.
And they just came up and like there was 2 minutes on the mic doing a couple of jokes, but because you're on that show, you're getting paid so much money.
Aye.
And that was kind of him.
Because I heard a thing about Roy Walker as well. Whenever he did first series of Catchphrase,
Yeah.
he got paid less than the going rate,
Yeah.
but he had a stipulation in his contract that meant the money doubled every year.
Right.
So by the time he finished Catchphrase, he was on squillions.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, nobody. What stupidest contract
I know.
that you could ever write that.
Absolutely. Like, whereas any TV experience I've had, you're lucky to get it. You're like, oh, thank you for the £40.
That's right. And parking as well. Oh, thank
Parking?
you.
When they got rid of that?
Oh God.
It's a. Fuck, what was I going to say there? I have too much caffeine today. But see, in terms of, because I've never written a sitcom, so in terms of like, what's the writing process for you guys on Give Me a Headpiece?
Oh,
Well, there's 3 of us.
yeah.
You see, so if 2 of them like it, then it goes through. But if 2 of them think it's crap, then it doesn't go through.
Aye.
Yeah. But the
So it's instant editing. So I think we should do this. No, that's shite. Shut up.
well, that's when you write. But the first thing you do is you sit down, you work a plot because it's death. See if you try and write any kind of script, like that narrative comedy or any narrative, I suppose, is if you don't know where you're going, you're screwed. Like,
Aye.
you're absolutely screwed. So
Yeah, you can't stream of consciousness.
these guys get frustrated with me because I actually insist when we're writing, we sort of have a rough idea where we're going, and then we go write each scene and we'll write it. And I write it in quite a lot of detail. So when we've written it, we've actually about, I'd say, because of the scenes, even just writing up what they're going to say, kind of thing. Not it'll be at least about a third of the script, effectively.
Yeah.
Written just in the detail of the scenes. They get really annoyed with me for doing that. But I said, guys, this is going to save us a lot of time when we're going to write this thing, you know.
But writing a drama is much, much better than writing a
Oh,
comedy.
much easier.
You think so?
Yeah, oh,
Much
far
easier.
easier. Oh, wow.
Much easier. You don't have to be funny.
See, that was something that when I was at uni, like, and any time I've met actors,
Yeah.
they always go, I don't know how you do comedy. It must be so hard. You know, making people laugh must be such a hard thing to do. And I always
Yeah.
think, well, making someone cry is fucking harder.
Yeah.
No, you see, but you see,
Comedy's much, much. I mean, John Cleese has said this himself. Like, I mean, it doesn't get the. I mean, comedies never win Oscars.
Yeah,
You
true.
know, it's always the dramas that win them. But when we've written both, I mean, the drama's far easier to write than a comedy.
because you don't have to get jokes. So you basically
yeah.
you can just tell the story.
I might start doing fucking drama.
You should start doing drama because you just tell the story. You know. I mean, we went once. We went to see a guy who was a kind of a comedy doctor character, script doctor kind of character, John Tubey, and he was saying, you know, and he then sort of went, and sitcom, and there was kind of a collective yawn and kind of hiss from the audience, and he said, "It's the hardest thing to write. What are you talking about?" And they were going, "Well, it's not really a form, an art form." And he went, "They have to tell a story, but you have to get jokes."
Yeah.
All the way through it. So not only you have to tell the story, you also have to get jokes that make people laugh, and they have to be, you know, consistent character when they do that. He said it's a far harder thing to write.
And create funny situations and
Yeah.
funny
Yeah.
scenarios.
Yeah.
Because
Twists and
it's
turns.
strange how, like, because I know in the South they've just sort of said that stand up is an art
Yeah.
in 2025, and I remember it was during COVID when people were applying for grants, comedians weren't getting
Oh
them.
right, okay.
And I have a friend in Australia who was applying for funding to take. He's Indigenous. He was applying for funding to go to Indigenous villages and towns
Yeah.
and teach them comedy courses.
Right.
And on the form, it's like, what kind of art do you do? Is drama, poetry, blah blah blah. Box for comedy, ticked it, sent the whole thing away, and the Australian government wrote back and said, no, we don't classify comedy as an art form. And he was going, it's on the fucking form.
Yeah.
But it is, yeah, it's an odd thing how it doesn't.
I know, but stand up isn't just. I mean, stand up's a gift as well. You either have it or you don't. You know, it's
Yeah.
I mean, there's a hell of a. Well, I know because I don't have it. I tried it. I know I don't have it. But it's the ability. I mean, it's not the same thing as acting or comedy acting. I mean, I don't mind going on stage with my mates because I know somebody's going to catch me if anything goes wrong. You know.
Yeah.
Whereas there's nobody to catch you if you're on that stage on your own. And it's also, you have to have that inner, I suppose, confidence to say, right, I'm funny, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make these.
I don't even think it's confidence. I think it's just
There's
fucking delusion. There's something wrong with us. Like, there's I haven't met a single comedian that can do a tax form.
Yeah, I could never do because my thoughts always run ahead of what I'm saying. So it's like, so it's just like.
But that can be part of the fun. You know, because
Right.
that's one thing. Even whenever I'm sort of doing acting in uni and I've done little bits, the pressure of fucking it up and someone else having to carry it
yeah.
Yes.
is a bit that scares me. Whereas in stand up, if I fuck it up, I can just look at the audience and go, I fucked that up, I'm going to start again.
Yeah, I mean, see, I would.
You know what, it
I
doesn't
would
really
just
matter.
crumple. I would just crumple and hide under the table.
Would set in the knees.
Yes, right. I was the same as him. Yeah.
You know, and then the sweats go.
Don't get me wrong now. Aye, it has happened to me a few times. I remember whenever I first started, I had a 20-minute set. that I knew every beat of it. You know, I
Yes,
knew when I
right.
could take a drink and I knew when I could fucking whatever.
Right.
And one night I did the punchline, went to get my drink and nothing happened. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I remember the guy trying to pay me and I just went, keep the money because I died so badly.
And
Well, I don't even want paid for
So
it.
you go in and you've more or less you've memorized it. Unlike you're not sort of like winging it. You're much more. You've got the script more or less in your head. Now,
Not
yeah.
really. I found that whenever I've got a better standard of written English than I do vocabulary. So
Right,
if
okay.
I write it out, it sounds like someone else.
Right.
Yes.
So I kind of just have a half an idea.
Right, okay.
And you be like, I'll go to the pavilion on a Monday night with sort of brain farts, and you do it wrong once, and then
Right.
I'll go to Lavery's on a Wednesday night, and I go, okay, that's kind of, and then by Thursday it's a fully formed bit.
Right. Okay.
But the problem with it is because I don't write it down, I'll forget the old stuff, and like my mum's birthday. And other, you know, to wash. Like,
you should use one of these. They're really good. You write down. You put a wee pen and you write them down. It's
Well,
really,
even
really
like,
handy.
what is pen?
What is pen? Yeah.
Even, I mean, I hate public speaking. If you have to make a speech or something for
Aye.
some reason, somebody's birthday or it's a funeral, or somebody's asked you to say a few words and that sort of thing. And I always go up and I think I've got 10 things to say, but I'm lucky if I remember about 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I can stand in front of thousands and tell jokes, but if you ask me to read off a page in front of 4 people, I'm like, that.
Yeah.
Can't say it anymore.
Do you have to have an ego to be a stand-up, do you think?
I think you probably start it, but it very quickly gets fucking stripped away.
Yeah.
You know, because the amount of times I actually was watching a thing on YouTube. It was one of my first ever gigs, and my friend had recorded it on a phone in 2000.
That was very cool of him.
Really cool of him. And you can barely see me. Only the fact that I knew I was there, you wouldn't even
Yeah.
know it was me. And I remember you watch the video back, and people are just talking over it. But I can
Yeah.
remember at the time going, "Smash that."
Yes.
You know, I thought it was brilliant. So I think there's definitely an ego involved, but I think it
Well,
does
that's
get
not a
battered.
confidence.
Like,
if you're sitting going and you were thinking you were brilliant and the audience was talking through you, I mean, that is a confidence.
that's a delusion, though, isn't it? That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
the because like one of the first gigs I ever did was in the Riverside Theatre in Coleraine, and a friend of mine was at uni was like, "I'll be your manager." Right, I hadn't done a gig yet.
Okay, I'll be your manager. Okay.
And he went, "Oh, there's a gig on a, I think it was a Monday night in Coleraine." He goes, "You're doing 20 minutes."
Right.
So I got there, and it was Jackie Hamilton ran the gig.
All
And
right.
he goes, "Right, you've 2 to 3 minutes in between the first act and the headliner."
Right.
And I was like, "Right, I'll go get pissed in." And I got hammered drunk. I think I did 2 jokes that got like a, and my brain was like, "You're the best there is. What do you want to wear live at the Apollo?"
I mean, see, that's a completely different. I would have just gone, oh fuck.
Oh, but that's happened to me too, though. I mean, that's the ones where you really realize you've died. I still think one of the. I had
Well, then just stay drunk. That's the key, isn't it?
oh, I had them. Yeah, that's
And
why I look like
then
this.
you'll always, then you'll never feel. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was class. No, it's. I think there's a great documentary called Dying Laughing, and so it's a really famous comedian. So Seinfeld's on it, Billy Connolly's on it.
Right, okay.
You know, and it's just all these comedians talking about their worst gigs.
Right.
And there's a point on it where Jerry Seinfeld goes, "Nobody's exempt from a bad night." He's like, "You know, I'm one of the most famous comedians in the world. I could walk out and get one thing wrong, and all of a sudden you're on your arse again." That's part of the fun, isn't it? Excuse me.
It wouldn't be for me, though, I have to say.
But there must be nights where you guys are on stage going, do you come off stage and go, "That was a good one, that was a bad one"?
Yeah, you can.
Like-
You can definitely tell. You can
Yeah.
definitely tell what the audience
Yeah.
is like. Yeah. I mean, there was one thing we used to do, this thing called the McDowell Brothers, me and Marty Reid, the guy who plays Uncle Andy. And that was one of the most phenomenal things I think I've ever done on stage, because there was 2 of us and we were 10 these kind of bikers. And they were these kind of idiotic bikers from around Ballymena kind of way. And they made us look stupid. We were in these kind of leathers. We were kind of hunched over in these kind of mullety wigs. And I remember we walked out to the opera house and it went on for just laughter for 5 minutes. We didn't do a thing.
Yep.
Didn't
Yeah.
say a thing. And I remember thinking, this is amazing. But I remember really thinking, this is incredible. And all we did was look at the audience. The audience just kept laughing.
That's brilliant.
You
I
know?
try to do that in stand-up shows. I've set myself a challenge the last couple of years
Yeah.
of how long can I not talk for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just pulling a face or just
It
doing
is
something
amazing. It
just
is,
to
and
see-
that just seemed to. I mean, it's
Yeah.
funny. I mean, and I have seen it other times. Somebody comes out and you just have that face, and you find yourself laughing. I don't know
Yeah,
what
Kevin McAleer was one of them.
Yeah,
like, you know,
absolutely.
He did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
absolutely that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
amazing.
he could just, you know, you would sit there and go, when is he going to start?
It'd be 2 or 3 minutes. I've seen him do it, like,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
a
yeah.
long time on stage.
It is.
Yeah.
It
You know-
is. I know. It is an age. I
Yeah.
remember we got slagged off by the stage manager when we came off, saying that went on a bit. What? We're laughing. I have to go home. Like.
I know it's always that thing with stage managers. They don't give a fuck about it. They've seen everything.
Fuck that. Yeah, get off. Get off.
So if the stage manager's laughing, there's something wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's nothing to do with the show.
It's the same. Like, if I hear a familiar comedian's laughing, like this isn't going well.
That's right. That's right. So no, but it is a great feeling. But you do know, and that's the one thing that's really, we're talking about drama and comedy and the difference, because you know very quickly if a comedy show's not working.
Yeah.
You'll know. Whereas you go to a night in a theatre and it could be a drama and it could be, I don't know how the actors would know it's going well or badly.
That's
because,
I often think that. How do they know? Like,
yeah,
because everyone's just.
exactly. There's no reaction.
He's going to say not to be. What do you say?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, but you know, I mean, so you go out if you're out doing a comedy show and within 5 minutes nobody's laughing, you know you're dead. You're in trouble.
Oh, but it's you can tell before you start. There's times you can walk into a room and go, "Oh, fuck this!" Like we did one before Christmas. I've told this story in another podcast, but I love telling it because it's in the almost 2 decades I've been doing this. It's the worst one I've ever done.
Oh, great.
So I was doing a gig in Warren Point, and then I had to drive to Dunmurry to do another gig.
Okay. Right.
And the Warren Point gig was phenomenal. So I'm driving along, punching the roof.
Yep.
I'm the best
Nice thing.
around, right?
Yep.
And I got there, and the gig it was during the interval, and Dave Elliott and Aaron Butler were just staring at a wall. They couldn't even laugh. And I was like, well, how bad is it? And they were like, Mickey, and I turned to the girl running the gig and said, how long am I supposed to do? And she went, last as long as you can.
But what was the problem? Like,
So I think what had happened was that it was a stand-up night. There was dinner included.
all right.
And then someone at the venue was like, we'll get a DJ. We'll put the DJ on during the dinner. So Dave and Butler arrived, opened the door onto the stage, and the stage was the dance floor, and the entire audience were dancing, having a great time. And they had to go, can you all sit down? Stop enjoying
Got
yourselves.
a few words.
We have a few things to say here. So
No, we never do
I
that.
swear to God. So then I remember Butler was MC and he goes, right, I'll do about 10 minutes. And I went, don't even worry about that. I was like, this is a fucking nightmare. I'd been in the room already and thought I was in the wrong room. I went, there's no way this is going to be a stand-up show.
Yeah.
And then I started and I was made fun of a few people, got away with it for a wee bit. And then I started into just a routine. And one by one, they all started paying attention. And I was going, I've got them. And I got to the punchline and they all went, And started talking to one another. And then the DJ's smoke machine went off behind me.
Thank you.
At one point, there was a woman on her phone, and I went, you recording this? She went, no, I'm FaceTiming my ma. But said it as if I was rude.
But yeah, well, that's you say you don't do disco after.
You shouldn't do stand-up in December. That's what I've decided.
No, we used to, remember we did sing at Europe, and it was like a fucking nightmare. And we used to get asked all the time to do stuff, and you go for charity, and you go, yep, okay. And I
So
remember
me and him did it, and Ant and Deck, we were not.
all they wanted to do was fuck off. Like, it wasn't even like, it wasn't just like, kind of like, mildly listened to you or, polite applause. It was just like, fuck off, guys. Wait, talking here.
Yeah, trying to force people to laugh is the hardest thing in the world.
Nightmare.
I remember me and Shane Todd, we tried to do a sketch thing once. Fuck, it was bad. And we pretended to be 2 former Butlins reps.
Right,
I was
okay.
in the pavilion, the Ormer Road. And we sat in Botanic Gardens, real roasting hot day, just bouncing these days. And we're like, fuck it, we'll just do it.
Yeah.
I remember going, I don't know whose idea it was, but it went so badly. We were like, right, we'll get the whole audience on stage, like and then we just left. I said the whole audience, both of them. Didn't talk to each other for 3 weeks.
Oh, God. And you still keep coming back, though. You still keep coming back.
I know, because it's better than a real job, isn't it?
It is. You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah.
Like your worst day in comedy is better than your best day in a call centre.
Well,
That's true.
Clearly, but do you have any ambitions to act and things like that?
I'm doing a wee bit at the minute because I've been towards the end of last year, I was like, fuck, it's actually getting harder to write an hour every year.
Yeah.
Because you kind of get to the point you go, what have I not talked about?
Yeah.
So I'm did a couple of short films. And yeah, hopefully this year we'd like to get into
very
it
good.
a wee bit.
Yeah.
Just to see, because it is a different skill. Because I was doing a thing, Jared McCabe was on one of the
Jared,
shorts I was doing,
yeah.
and I was like, fuck, I learned so much from him, and we'd one scene together about just where your eye line should be and all these different things that I
Jesus,
didn't know.
did he know
about
his
directing.
lines?
Yeah, well, yeah. He knew mine too.
Never does that for us.
No, he does not. That's right.
He was brilliant, and I couldn't stop laughing at him. He's such a good comedy performer. I was like, fucking hell, out of my depth. So it's for me, it's definitely something I want to do, just to have a new skill set.
Yeah.
You know?
But did you do that at uni, or you do?
There was no screen stuff. It was all stage acting.
Right, okay.
But even then, it was kind of what happened was the course I was in. They told us that it was way more practical than Queen's.
Yes.
And then you get there, and on the first day they go, "If you want to be an actor or performer, you're in the wrong course." And I was like, "Fuck, I'm in the wrong course." And because I was the first one in our family to go to uni, I couldn't drop out, so I just stayed there for 3 years, just drinking, and then I didn't open a book. And then the final year was kind of the way we weighted it was that was the only year counted towards your degree.
Right. Okay.
And instead of doing a dissertation, I did a one-man play called Peacefire.
Right.
That was about a joyrider from Lurgan, so it didn't require much range. And I did that and ended up walking away with 2-1.
Oh, wow.
And going, I fucking don't even know who William Shakespeare is.
Oh, and 2 years, which don't count at all.
2 years didn't count at all.
Brilliant. What a great degree. What a great degree.
46 people in the class, and there was 2 straight men, me and another guy, and we looked at each other on the first day and went, right, you work that half, I'll work that half, I'll meet you in the middle, and I'll see you at graduation. And that was pretty much it.
Class.
I was invited back as a guest lecturer and everything.
Even better.
What a great gig. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Most stand-ups do themselves or a version of themselves when they're on stage, but there's some that do like a character, or become a character when they're on, and that's probably something that they like to sort of hide behind. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say there's definitely some that use it as a wee bit of a bulletproof vest.
Rest.
Yeah, I definitely and then I think there's other ones like I'm kind of. Someone once said about me, the only difference between me on stage and off stage is on stage I have a mic.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I would love to have as a wee defense mechanism. Yeah, because it's hard to be this entertaining in yourselves.
Yes. But you're confident going on as yourself. That's the thing that
I think
keeps you going.
It's weird though because I think the longer I've been doing it, it's kind of when I started there was like a comedian version and a me version.
Yeah.
And then over the years they've kind of just crossed
together.
over, and I don't know I don't know who I am anymore.
You see, we can't give him a monologue.
Don't fucking.
We
think
cannot
about it.
give him.
No,
a
fuck
We
off.
learned years ago. Don't give him a monologue. Give him lines, but don't
Yeah,
send him
don't,
out.
don't,
with,
don't, 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 I don't want to.
don't send him out with a speech like
Aye.
because he goes out and he doesn't give a fuck. Like he just doesn't give a shit. All he wants to do is just get through to the end. So you get no nuances. He misses all the jokes. He just goes. It's done.
But it is. It's word perfect.
That's the important bit.
Yeah, no, it's just
He's
fast.
just doing it as wrote.
yeah. No, I don't. No, I'm not a big fan. I don't like.
I don't like them myself. I once at uni as well. The professor was having someone in, and they got me to do Hamlet or Macbeth. I can't remember. That's how bad it was. I don't even know which one it was.
Right. Okay.
But they asked me to do one of these big Shakespearean monologues, and I went, "How do you want me to do it?" And she went, "Just as you." So I'm there like, "Tell be or not tell be." There's a fucking. I mean, why handle him?
Well, I would love to hear you do your full speech from Hamlet, but unfortunately, we've reached the end of this.
Fuck. I can't remember it.
I just can't believe it flew in, didn't it?
Yeah, and I never got the hand warmer to work. It's just the thing I had. No, I did make it work earlier. So there
Do you want to see this wee face too?
And I was so pleased with
cutest
myself.
thing I've ever
I know, it was great.
So you must come back and do your full Hamlet
Yeah,
speech.
I'll
first.
relearn
Yeah,
it.
Definitely.
I think you should.
100%.
So, Mr. Micky Bartlett,
Thanks very much for having
thank
me,
you
fellas.
very
Cheers.
much. It's been great to
Well
have you.
done remembering his name.